Well, hello and welcome back to this European Schoolnet Academy Games in Schools course. This is Module 5, where we're going to be talking about designing games. As part of this module, we're going to be talking a little bit about simple games design tools. And by simple games design tools, we mean simple tools which are able to be used for younger children, but also some tools that introduce people to some of the important factors of games design. And that's actually where we're going to start, because one of the most important factors of games design is making sure that we've got the story in place. And one of the things that I used to like to do with my students was to develop their storytelling skills via presentation software. But I would used to try and get the students to think about the presentation software a little bit like a mystery book, books that I enjoyed reading when actually I was a child. And you would read part of the story and you would get to the bottom of the page, and then you would make a decision whether you wanted to turn to page 10 or whether you wanted to turn to page 15, depending on the direction that you wanted to take the story in. And this is a great way to introduce students not just to kind of creative writing, but also imaginative writing, and in particular multi-directional writing. And multi-directional storytelling is an important part of computer games design. Perhaps this is best illustrated with an example. So this is just a simple PowerPoint slide that's been created here. The current task is to get inside the house, and the person that's playing this game needs to make a decision of, do they open the gate or do they climb the fence? And you can see in this example here we've used the action buttons from PowerPoint, and you have to press the button in order to make the decision. So let's click the one that we try and open the gate. Unfortunately, we've opened the gate, but that sets off the alarm. It's called the police and it's game over. But I can click on the home button to start again, so it keeps me in the presentation, it's not ending the presentation, and I can start the sequence again, and this time perhaps I might choose to climb the fence, and we'll see what happens next. Just a very, very simple example of how we can use different PowerPoint slides to kind of create these mystery games, these exploring games. But as I say, the most important point of this is to teach a very basic games design tool, which is multi-directional storytelling. In the next example, we're going to have a quick look at Scratch Junior. Lots of people have heard from Scratch. Both Scratch and Scratch Junior originate from the MIT Media Lab. But Scratch Junior is specifically designed for younger children. It's available on Android, it's available on Chrome, and it's available on Apple. And it's got a number of important features to it. So first of all, it's less complicated than the full-body Scratch version. It's also optimized for touch. So for younger children that are still developing their skills with a mouse or a touchpad, they can just drag and drop the characters around the screen using their fingers. It's got a very, very simple format. It's not as complicated as Scratch. There aren't as many blocks that can be used. And it's got these kind of wonderful new background features and characters that are in there as well, which are all drag and drop. So a really, really good way, an accessible way to introduce younger children to a visual programming language, which then might lead on to Scratch. And again, it can be done with tablet computers. Just like the Scratch software, there's loads and loads and loads of resources out there to help you. You haven't got to invent any of these things yourself. You can find these on the scratchjunior.org/teach website. There's some activities there, there's curriculum there, there's even some examples of some assessments there to see if young people have been able to grasp some of the basic concepts of a visual programming language. So that's the end of this video, where we've been talking about some very, very simple games design tools. What I would like you to do, if you've not heard of it, and I'm always surprised how many people haven't heard of Scratch Junior on Games Course, is just to go to the Scratch Junior website that I mentioned and just to explore some of those resources and see whether they might be useful for the younger learners in your school. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video, where we're going to be talking about some games design tools for younger children. Don't forget to use the hashtag GamesCourse to bind the conversation together.